Hey, what's up, y'all? Here to bring y'all another video. This time's of the Spider-Man PS4 Insomniac Games Anti-Ock suit. Now, I love this goddamn suit. I love it so much. I love it so much in the game. I love it so much as a toy. I'm so glad I have it. Nah, that's honestly my real reaction to it. But again, even being optimistic, one of the things I was worried about that was definitely killing my fun for this was I was worried about the arm issue. I can thankfully say out the gate, for me, on my Anti-Ock suit, I do not have the issues I previously had on the advanced suit, which was really bugging me because in my brain, I was like, man, I think I'm going to break this thing. I do not have that issue with the Anti-Ock suit. Hopefully everybody else doesn't have that issue either, but I just wanted to make sure out the gate, in the first 60 seconds of this, I want to let you know I do not have that issue, and I'll talk about that as we go along in the video. So, gotta say, this is clean, this is nice. The shiny semi-gloss black versus the matte gray on the highlights of the yellowish green really work wonders for me. I absolutely adore the way this came out. Any of the posing issues, like I said, that I previously had with the arms, I don't necessarily have. Even though it's that hidden bicep swivel, they definitely they just fine-tune it to the point where it's like, okay, you should not have an issue from this point on. Now, with that being said, let's take a quick look around, see how cool this guy is. I really love how this came out. I really wish I would have gotten a second one. And if I can find a way to get a second one, I definitely will, right? So yeah, now that we've done that, let's go over our articulation. Now I'm gonna take the head off to show you guys, just like with the Far From Home, just like with the advanced suit, we have our new peg system here on the head. As you can see, it goes back and go forth and still rotates left and right and allows a little bit of wiggle room to the left and to the right. Now, when I plug the head back on, it looks really good here. Let's get that focus back up. There we go. And as you can see, with the head on, it functions just as well, right? So when you want to do anything with any sort of crazy poses, going backwards shouldn't be an issue. Going forward should not be an issue. Tilting left and right, well, tilting will probably be an issue, but with the neck joint, you shouldn't have that problem. As you can see, I can tilt left and right here. So you should be really good with the Anti-Ock suit on that. Now, our torso, we actually have a forward crunch. We have that backwards movement, and we can still tilt side to side. Just like the instructions say, be careful for warning on the paint rub, for obvious reasons, as you sit there and pose it up. Now, the arms. As you can see here, I have no problems rotating this guy around. I didn't mod anything. I didn't put any silicone shock oil in there. This is out the box, having a good time rotating this thing around, right? As you can see here, my arms can go up. It's on both sides. I can rotate around. It's I'm really glad this came out this way. I really, really am. Our arms are still double jointed. Like I said, we have our hidden bicep swivel, and it has been modified and fixed in a way that even with the butterfly joint, all the range of movement have been retained to its full potential. You know, my shoulder, now if I can get some light on this black because it's so shiny and nice, my shoulder can even come out to get the full butterfly joint effect, as you can see here. So I am extremely happy the way this came out on Spider-Man. So arms up, movement wise, we have our full potential for Spider-Man, as he can even do a Wakandan salute if I take the time to do it and rotate the joint out. But I'm just so happy that I don't have that problem, for real. Now, even at the lower torso, you'll get that extra little bit of wiggle room going forward, which can bring your maximum potential forward only about this far. And as you can see, you'll have your gap. There was someone who sent me the mod for the gap on Instagram. If I can give them credit in there and I can find the post, because I've been posting a lot on Instagram. So if you see this video, please remind me and hit me up so I can give you credit about the mod so we can share it with other people. I really want to make sure you get credit for it, the person who showed it to me. I don't care about mine's being that way. I really don't, but I know other people do care. So let's help those people. Now, our legs going forward can go really far forward. They can go outward. And as you can see, we have our big butt flap energy, which allows those movable butt cheeks, which tons of people laughed about, but it is funny. We have our movable butt cheeks, which allows you to cover gaps. And if you want to move stuff around, this will definitely allow you to variate how you move around the leg and how you fill in those gaps. So you'll get a lot of range of movement here. There we go. And you have your thigh swivel, right? Our legs are double jointed. Now, here is where it's going to suck at for a little bit for people, because you'll get your left and right. You'll get your tilting in which I think is very generous with the tilting in. Outward, you get a little bit as well too. You get your toe pivot, but you don't get your leg going immediately too far forward and too far backwards. While you can overextend just a little bit, you won't get that full range of going out, but you'll get just enough. So that way your Spider-Man should still be able to get a lot of good poses, as you can see here. So if you're doing any web swinging, any sort of cool, crazy poses, like I said, none of that should be an issue with the Spider-Man, which is why I'm so excited for it. I was very scared with that arm issue, and Bandai made it, they took it out. That's not an issue anymore. So I'm very excited for the Spider-Man. I'm really happy to have it, especially because I really did love the PS4 Spider-Man. I'm really hoping we get a Scarlet Spider suit and an Iron Spider suit. And shout out to Takara Tony for doing that Ock leg mod. I really hope that I can get in on that pre-order because I missed out. And hopefully I won't miss out and I'll be able to get that, because this suit is amazing. Even with the issues fixed, I really enjoyed everything about this. I think the only downside is that people wish that this is going to be bigger, like literally, like height-wise. I think that's the only thing they're going to really wish for. But look-wise, articulation-wise, I am very happy with it. Now, we're going to jump into our other accessories. So let's get to that. As we jump into our accessories, let's get things going and talk about the things that Spider-Man comes with. First and foremost, you're going to get an alternate head where the eyes do that zoom, focus, squint action, which I'm very much enjoying. So as you can see, it differentiates from the other head. As you can see the difference in between the two. Next up, we're going to get our relaxed palms. As I switch back my focus again. Focus change. There we go. Let's get some light on there too, because I forgot we are messing with gloss black. So we get our relaxed hands, which you'll see here. We have our open palm action hands, which can also be used as landing hands as well too. They're pretty good stuff. Even on the inside, we have the little web shooter pieces, and this is on all the hands. I like that they added that little design. Here we have our thwip thwip web shooting hands, always the staple for Spider-Man, unless you are doing the Scarlet Spider or the other version where they go over the wrist, like the symbiote suit. Next up, we have phone holding hands, and even though the Spider-Man doesn't come with a phone, if you bought the previous one, you'll obviously still be able to use it with the cell phone on any other Spider-Man holding feature. Here we have the back piece, which you can peg into the back of the suit. There's an opening here. They'll give you this tab opener to do that as well. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because I almost never use that. But when I do, I do. And here we have web swinging hands. Now, these are pretty cool because there's two ways to use these. And I believe I messed up previously on the advanced suit. So that's my fault. And I'm going to try to right that wrong now. So here we have this piece here, which actually you use one piece to peg into the bottom. And then you slide the fist through. And this is how you get the multi-web swing arm, because the peg will slide through and you'll have this piece here. Actually, nope, did it the wrong way, because it should be this inside piece lines up with the webbing. So you're supposed to get it to go over and through, which I'm going to have some trouble with because I'm actually new to using this piece. I've actually failed to use it properly last time. So this goes up and over. And if I do have it wrong again, somebody please correct me in the comments like you guys usually do if I'm wrong. And then we can actually use the web line to line up with this one to get various actions. Now, before I just used it without it, but this definitely does. Oh yeah, I definitely have it right this time. I can see the webbing line up. So if you want to do any sort of web lining with it here, this is how you sort of line it up to make it look cool, as if he's wrapped his hand around the webbing. Or if you want to do it to, like, let's say you want to do the web zip, right? You could do it that way too, where he pulls. And even just as you use this other effect part to line it up as a normal web swing. So there's lots of options for this to ride along with it. Or you can make your own, whichever one you want to do. So you have those. And then you still have your normal Spider-Man staples, which is the long web shot and the shorter web shot, which can be used on various of the whipping hands. So you have that. Next up, we're going to do our size comparison, which is some people's least favorite part, but it's my personal favorite part. I like to do this. I like to size my stuff up. Don't judge me. And if you are judging me, don't judge me. So here we are with this guy, and he looks utterly fantastic. Let's see what he looks like next, lined up to some other Spider-Man, and let's see how cool it looks, right? So here we are with the advanced suit, which looking with the Anti-Ock suit, I wish this guy didn't have the arm problems that he did. but still super happy with it because I love the advanced suit. The Insomniac game Spider-Man is probably one of my favorite designs. So here we have these two guys lined up. This face is actually a little bit more rounder, and this one is actually more armorized, so it's a little bit thinner in the face. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Focus, there we go, yeah. So you can see the two there. So I have these two guys stand up. And yeah, as you can see here, they lined up. Here we are with the Far From Home SHF, right? Which has a more rounded face as well too. And as you can see, he's a tad bit shorter than the other two for the Insomniac Games one. Oop, my focus is all unfocused. Last but not least, we're gonna use a Mafex Iron Spider because I didn't want to dig through and find the regular suit. But as we can see here, these guys are all around the same size. I know a lot of people wish that these two were actually taller, but Bandai made it so that they kind of fit in with other lines, still being taller than him, but still being shorter than other characters. So I don't know if they're doing their own universe line or whatever, but we have these guys kind of lined up and you can see how they look. So let's take these three away. And let's line this guy up with some other lines, right? Next up, since I just finished reviewing him, let's talk about the Figma Genos lined up with him. And as you can see size-wise, that's where we are, right? Next up, let's line up with another SHF. And here we are with Kamen Rider Kuga. Then we're going to do a 1000 Toys Synthetic Human. Right? Who's having trouble looking good standing up. There we go. Right? We have those guys. Let's take these guys away. I forgot to add in Anti-Ock, but I'll do a photo of it at the end. Or if I can fit it in the video, I will at the end. If I can find my Anti-Ock in time. Here we are with an articulated Icons Ninja. Here we are with a 6-inch adult Spider-Man. I'd make sure I definitely add that because this is more of a young adult Spider-Man, while this is definitely adult Spider-Man. Then we have a Lightning Collection 6-inch Gold Ranger. Then we're gonna add a Mezco Me on a Gomez body. And as you can see size-wise, Spider-Man is indeed the shortest of these guys, right? I don't have to add a Mythic Legion because we know how big those guys are. But yeah, I really like the Anti-Ock suit. I actually don't mind the size because up against Anti-Ock, I think it'll look good as we do the heft and volume versus the sleekness of the Anti-Ock suit. So I'm hoping I can make those pictures look cool as hell. So if I can find that last minute, I'll definitely add him in at the end of the video. But as always, guys, I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying. And as always, please be good, do good, drink your water. Later. Okay, y'all, bonus round. So now we're going to talk about some things that I forgot at the video because I forgot to take them out, leave them outside next to me because breaking it up is just not something I do. But I'm doing it now. So here we go. Real quick, let's talk about Spider-Man next to some other Spider-Man Legends bad guys to see how you guys look next to him. Also, we're going to talk about some a quick head swap. So yeah, let's get into it. First off, you fight this guy in the game, so why not see what he looks like next to him? As you can see, doesn't even fit on the screen. That answers that, right? Here we are. In case you want to do a Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, Demo Goblin look, here we are with this guy. Looks pretty good. Looks significantly bigger than Spider-Man, so keep that in mind, right? Then we have stuff like Electro and Vulture. So here we go. Vulture actually looks like a pretty good size. Even as an old man, if he's a tall old man, it doesn't matter. If you're gonna do really cool flight shots and action poses, this would be a perfect lineup, right? Last but not least, your main man, Anti-Ock, the Marvel Legends style one. I didn't even bother putting on all his tentacles because I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter because I'm gonna fix it up for photos and not actually for this. And I think this is where they actually size pretty well. I don't have a lab coat for him, so I can't do the cool lab coat look. I also can't get the redesign look going, but these actually look really nice together size-wise. So keep these two in mind. Last but not least, as I remove Anti-Ock from the stage, right? Let's talk about a quick head swap. This involves the man nipple Tom Holland head. So it actually fits on there. Looks a little bit on the thinner side of the neck for that peg, right? If I push it all the way down, looks like this actually works for him. Looks like a small, thinner head, but definitely works in my opinion. So keep that in mind. Have a good time, y'all. Hope you enjoyed this. Added in the video just for you. Later, guys.